Well, it's the first regular season ECHL game from Wee Street Ice Center here in Tulsa, and the Rapid City Rush taking on the Oilers in the first of a 3-3. Dave Smith, Rush head coach and GM alongside. What do you think?
Of what, the rink?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's ice hockey. Once you get down to it, it's the boards and the glass, everything's the same. The surrounding stuff isn't as nice as what we've become accustomed to, but it's definitely still a nice building.
There's an arcade right behind us. Skee ball, basketball. What's your go-to game in the arcade like this?
Yeah, I not much of a gamer, not much of those things. So I don't know what a lot of those things are.
All right. Well, on the ice, the Rush wrapped up a 3-1-1 homestand, a 700 points percentage after a weekend, at least a series split on Saturday in the Black Hills Brawl game over Worcester 5-3. Overall, look at that 5-game homestand as we move forward into the last couple of months.
Well, we continue to want to play perfect, right? And 3-1-1 isn't perfect. It's a step forward, and getting those points and closing the gaps on the one team that's directly ahead of us, Wichita, was important, and continuing to put ourselves in a position that those games against Wichita and the games against Tahoe and every game matters, and it does. So I thought we played pretty well start to finish of the 5 games. We had some quiet moments, but we had some really good moments as well.
You said chasing perfection. Is that you as a coaching staff, the players, is it everyone? What's that mindset like?
Well, I think everybody's trying to, that's the objective. Every time you put it on, you want to play as close to a perfect game and a game of mistakes as you can, right? Like, hockey's a game of mistakes, but a perfect game is let's defend hard, let's limit the other team's chances, let's score on our chances, and sometimes a perfect game is a 4-2 win. Sometimes a perfect game is a 3-2 win. But end of the day, we want to win hockey games. We want to control our play, like make sure that what we're doing is intentional, and let the results fall where they may.
Does that lead to gripping your stick too tight, though?
No, I don't think so. I mean, our objective is to play really good hockey, and that message hasn't changed. It hasn't. That's what the guys want. They want to win hockey games. They want to win moments. They want to score goals. They want to feel good when that final buzzer goes that we were intentional with our game.
I think most fans would see on Saturday it was a really good game. After a couple of games where the shots were lopsided in Worcester's favor, you come back, you lead the entire way aside from a couple of ties, and you outshoot them 38-32. When you finished that series on that note, what was the really good that you saw in that game?
Well, I think the first period on Saturday night against Worcester, we outshoot them 16-5. We were committed to checking in all 3 zones, and we managed pucks really well. So when we do those things, and it sounds simple, just like the words roll off my tongue in a matter of 5 seconds, but when we do those things, we're a much better hockey team. So Worcester's a big, heavy, hard team. We'll see that again tonight against Tulsa. But I thought we were very committed physically on the game Saturday night.
Yeah, how do you handle when you guys are not as big or tall or heavy or whatever the number is as Worcester and Tulsa? How do you handle that physicality-wise with a smaller team?
Well, that's what we've been pushing for all year, right? Is to get our guys committed in the moment. Just, you don't have to crush the guy. You don't got to eliminate him from the arena. You just have to eliminate him from that play. And some of our guys and our overall mindset or overall characteristic is that we're not a heavy, hard team, even though we talk about it and we want to. So just asking the guys to finish checks, get in the way, and be engaged physically.
All right, personnel news. We'll start with the guy moving up, Ryan Chizowski, to Calgary for the first time. First game a couple of days ago, first goal in the AHL. Etienne Morin, who you might know, assisted on that play on a little 2-on-1 up the left side. Certainly a well-deserved honor, I suppose, call up for Chiz, who had 22 goals with us and now 1 for 1 here in Calgary.
Yeah, and nice to see him score. Nice to see him score a goal that he scores. He's an opportunistic shooter, and he went down. And some guys get in that situation and they don't have their own belief or confidence in themselves. He came down in a 2-on-1 and shot and scored, and it was really nice to see for him and the Rush fans to get to see a guy go up and contribute.
What can that be for a player who's a top line, top 6, power play 1 guy here, called up to a bottom 6 role most of the time, but still find an opportunity to score?
I give the Wranglers credit, from their GM Brad Pascal and their coach, who asked me how have we been using him? Where has he been good? They wanted to know everything about his game, and they want to put him in a position to succeed and to give him a shot. So they did their homework. Obviously, they knew who he was. They signed him. They've watched him play here, but the nuances of how he's being coached, what he's really good at currently, then to go up and be in a position to succeed. I think he was playing on the third line now, and getting a real good look. So. He's ready for that moment. He puts in his time. He's prepared mentally and physically, and I'm really happy for him.
All right, Simon Mack as a corresponding but not really corresponding move. He comes down. He'll join the lineup tonight, play alongside Chase Pauls. Haven't seen him since November the 5th, so I'm sure he's grown a lot in his game as a rookie. What do you expect from him in this series?
Well, he's a elite skater. He's got really good puck skills. He's a tremendous teammate and worker. He comes in. He's like, hey, coach, what do you want me to do? What can I do? How can I help you guys win games? How can I help us win games? So, he'll be on PP2. He'll play key minutes in every situation. And for Calgary, they really like Simon Mack. The Wranglers do, and they want him to get ice time and touches. And he's been out of the lineup a little bit up there, just due to numbers. And this is a chance for him to help us.
What are those conversations like at the airport or whatever it is, catching up with a guy you haven't seen in almost 5 months?
Yeah, just talking about really his experience, his life. What's going on? Did he do anything for All-Star break? That there was a trade up there, and I think the Wranglers picked up a guy. I'm not sure his first name, but they picked up a guy who Simon Mack grew up with, played Little League baseball with, or Little League. Baseball growing up, and they were a year apart from the same small hometown. So just talk, just hey, what's going on since the last time we saw you? How's it going? And we didn't talk anything about really hockey here for him at the airport, at least. But it was nice that he got on the same flight as us from Denver in.
That's one for team services right there. Maurizio Colella also joining the Rush, coming back from Denmark right before the March 2nd deadline to get Euros back to the U.S. He's a guy who Rush fans obviously know, consistent in the lineup every night. You've not coached him yet. What's your initial impression?
Well, we did have him for a little bit. We talked with him over the summer. He came to camp before he went over to Europe, and I think it was maybe a week before the season started. What I really like, he's a really solid hockey player. He understands the game. He's got a really good IQ. But at the top of the list, I love his mature presence. He's a mature presence in the room. He just stabilizes and calms things down. And I'm excited that he can, he'll go net front and PP2, and he'll be ready to kill penalties. We've got a lot of guys that can kill penalties. But really, play fourth line center with Pilon and Klotz. Just be him. And his presence in the room and on the ice and in the locker room is really important.
How much you want to ease him in, get him on the fourth line, ease him into action, playing 3-3s now for the first time?
Yeah, there's no easing in. I mean, he's here. He's going to play. So, if the situation calls for it, then he's going to go out there. And, he's got to earn some trust on the ice from what he does with us. And I've got to earn some trust with him and how we're going to play him. So that part, we'll feel that out. But I'm not going to hide him. I'm not going to protect him. I'm not going to ease him in. It just he's a pro. He's ready to go, and put him out there.
All right, Tulsa is the heaviest team in the ECHL. It's all a matter of like hundreds of pounds, but they're the heaviest team in the ECHL and one of the tallest teams as well. How similar is the game plan from last week to this week?
Yeah, we've got to be prepared to be engaged physically, and we know that teams will try and push us around physically. Teams will try that, and Tulsa's probably going to try the same. So we have to be prepared to check in all three zones and manage pucks and be ready for a physical weekend.
All right, I asked you this beforehand. This is about a 750-seat arena. I asked you what the smallest rink you've ever coached in is, and you mentioned Austin Washcrook's old building back in Canton, New York. Is that true?
I think it might be. I mean, for me personally, I don't really hear the crowd. I notice a sense or a vibe or a feeling at times. But, Austin Washcrook's rink, SUNY Canton, upstate New York, when St. Lawrence had some renovations in their rink, we played them in that rink. And, again, once the game gets started, as long as as long as the lights are on, we're ready to play.
Good luck, Dave. Thank you.
Thank you.